Alright, we're going to do a bar swap on a bolt. First thing you do is take 8mm socket and get this bolt right here, and there's one on the other side. I just need to be able to have a clear shot to that bolt, which I don't have. Don't need to take it off, but you do gotta loosen it. Just got a towel on the tank. Okay, I took those two bolts out, got some wiggle room here. Now I can get at these bolts. Before I do that, I'm going to get a few other things. Grips. Get yourself some WD-40 with a straw like that. If you already haven't taken your grips off, just kind of pull up the lip, get that straw in there, squirt it, work it in there. They slide off easy. You can cut them off, but you're going to gouge your stock bars, and obviously you won't have a grip anymore. So that's the easy way to get them off. There's grip glue on this originally, so I used some gasoline and a rag and got that grip glue off, because I'm not going to use any kind of glue to put the new bars on. You just need really clean bars and clean rubber, and it will stick and it will not move. In case you're wondering what the bar end weights look like, a little bit of glue left. There it is. So you'd have to hit this weld right here to take that bar end out. If you want to put bar end mirrors on your stock bars, you'd have to do that, but I got hollow bars, and we're going to get going on that. Next thing you're going to do is take off the clutch lever, at least the wire here. So what you got here is a little jam nut, and it's almost down all the way, but you're going to loosen that all the way. Then you're going to screw this in all the way, give you as much slack as you can. You can go on the motor side and get more slack, but there's a little trick here. So I'm going to line that up and line that up. Sorry, I'm messing up the camera angle. So then you just got to get that out. So you see how it doesn't go far enough? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this with one hand. I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to grab the wire and pull it out. So let's see if I can get it in the shot here. Alright. So I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to pull out. Try it again. Wires out. And there's a little nub in there. Not you bugger. Just a little cockeyed right now. I just got to get a little screwdriver in there, but I won't fiddle with it on camera. But anyway, that's how you're going to get this off. Okay, got my wire out. There's a little nub I was talking about. A little bit of grease on there. If it's not grease, put some grease on there. Next thing down here, there's a little bit of a switch right here. So you're just going to press with your thumb, pull that connector out. And it's going to look like that. I'm going to do that so we can remove this off the bike completely so it's not dangling. Next thing I'll do is hit these two screws, Phillips head, and take those screws out so we can remove this control housing. Okay guys, the lever is off. It slides off like I said. It's a 10mm bolt there. I got a 5mm Torx. I'm going to hit this guy, 1 and 2, and just let them kind of dangle. It's not too heavy where you're going to hurt your line, at least not mine. Mine's steel anyway. But you can kind of bungee it to something. Make sure your tank is covered because it's going to dangle. It could whack it a little bit. So we'll get that off, and then we'll work on this housing. Getting the tube off will be difficult if you're going to keep it in one piece without loosening the bars. So I'm going to probably do it in that order. So here we go. Okay, now two screws are out. Housing fit on here. What I want to show you here is there's a hole in the bar. You see that hole? That's where this divot goes, right? So people who do it the wrong way will just file that nub off and then just put the housing on the new bar. I don't recommend that. I recommend drilling a new hole, which we'll do later. I wanted to give you a good shot of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of grease on there and then clamp it to the bar and leave a mark. That's what I'm going to drill. If you have bars that are similar, My grips are smaller, so I'm not going to do the measuring method. If you measure from the hole to the end of the bar, it's about 7 inches. Don't quote me on that. You can then measure your new bar and drill that way, and then just you're pre-drilled. Saves a little time. But yeah, housing is off. The other half, you just let it dangle. It's not going to hurt anything. The next thing I'm going to do is get this bolt here. It's going to release that pinch clamp thing, and I'm going to slide that off, and the left side will be done. Alright, now I took the 2 bolts out. This thing's dangling here. I put a little extra on my turn signal so I don't scratch that part. This tube, like I said, is not going to slide out. It goes only so far because of the slack. You can give it more slack right up here, which I'll probably do. It's the same deal like with the other side I showed you. There's just a jam nut. Loosen that all the way. It'll give you more play in your throttle. Just make sure you take it back out, but don't take it all out. I'll go over that with the new stuff on. But this only goes so far. You got your return and your throttle here. It is, if you give yourself enough slack, you might be able to take those out. But it's hard, so I'd rather just loosen these, slide the bar that way, and then this will come off easy. You can notice there's a little bit of lube on there because the plastic is sliding on the bar itself. You guys pulled that out. Note there's an arrow, so it's directional, there's up. I'm just leaving the bolts right in the little bracket thing. And so it's just kind of hanging out here because the mirror is on there, but I'm going to take the 2 screws in the back and the housing and separate that, and I'll show you what the throttle tube looks like. Okay guys, now it's time for just the mock-up. So I just have these hand tight. The way you tighten these, at least the way I like to do it, if you ever mounted a scope, a rifle scope, you'll know the clamps are not going to be as big as the bar, so you can get a nice snug fit. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a gap on this side and a gap on this side, and I just like to keep the gap as even as possible. So you're going to do like a quarter turn here, quarter turn there. If one side gap is too much, the other one's too small, you know, loosen the small side, tighten the other side. You get the picture. But I'm not doing that right now because I'm just mocking it up, sitting on the bike. What you want to do is go a full tilt right and left till the bars stop, and make sure the bars at least clear the tank. I've done that, and my bars do clear the tank. But I don't know if it'll clear with the stuff on, so I might start mocking the stuff up and see if, you know, for instance, this, my master cylinder or my switch housing will bump. If it does, you can rotate the bars up or down. There's a little bit of an angle on this. Your bars might be different. I can flip the risers around. There's a 19 mil bolt here, which is easy to get to. There's one buried under wires there, which is a pain in the butt to get to, because I've also got my steering lock in there, making it difficult. But anyway, I hope I don't have to do that. But I can flip these around, because these risers, if you look at it from this angle, they go up and back. So if I flip them around, they'll go up and forward, which might give me some more room. You can also rotate them up or down, depending on what you like. So I'm going to mock it up a little more, and then if all is well, I will start putting stuff back on and then drill my holes. Okay, bar is off. You can see more clearly the holes with the little nub. There's the bar. Notice on the top here there's a divot on there for the top. So I just kind of lay it out like you would on the bike. So the left is on the left, right is on the right, up is up, down is down. Just makes it easier. But there's a little marking telling you what's up and what's down. So this is off. I just slid it off. The tube might come off. If you mess with it too much, give it too much slack, it's staying on. If it comes off, don't sweat it. You can put it back on pretty easy. Now, I cut this with a hacksaw here because the grips I want to put on are shorter. I have a short bar. I want short grips. Just so I can get it all on there. But yeah, we're going to pull out the new bar and test out some positions and then drill the holes. Alright guys, just showing you what I did in here. Look at your grips. See, one's got a big hole, one's got a smaller hole. The big hole is because it's got to go over the throttle housing thingy tube. and there's a short one for this side. All I did was put my new grip, the big hole, which is the wrong side, so see it comes off and on real easy, on this side to give me the approximate the distance I need. And then this thing's not going to be in the way, so I just kind of use it as a spacer, kind of get that looking like that, and I know my housing's going to be there. And looky, full chalk, we are clearing. See that? Doesn't have to be a lot, it just gotta not touch. So we're good on the left side. Let's see if we're lucky on the right side. Okay guys, I flipped the risers around. So one thing you want to remember, that little divot that was at the top should now be at the bottom, because they're turned 180 degrees. You don't have to take them out, you just gotta loosen this nut. You can just barely get a wrench in there, especially the other side. Just loosen it like one turn, and then just come up here and just spin it. Spin it 180 degrees. That's going to change the angle. Excuse me. Gave me a little more clearance. For this over here, it's going to work. A little bit of my throttle tube is going to be unsupported. So one side's going to be slightly longer, but you won't be able to tell. And I don't think you'll be able to feel it going down the road. But about a quarter inch, half inch at most will be unsupported by the bar, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Metal tube would be better, but it's still pretty firm plastic, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I think I'm going to do the impossible. I think I'm going to put 24-inch bars on a bolt. So let me get a little further, get everything lined up, and I'll drill some holes and show you how it's done. Right, slide this bad boy on just so it's on the other side of the grip. I'll adjust it later. Prep the grip, the bar, with some glass cleaner and a paper towel. Make sure you cut all that grease. We're going to put it on with just a little dish soap and hot water. The hotness will make the grip soft and pliable. The water and the little bit of soap will act as a lubricant. When it dries, it'll be on there for good. Do not use hairspray. Do not use grip glue. Adhesives break down with heat, and a lot of hot days, a lot of twisting, it's going to break free, and it's just going to be like goo, and it's going to spin. Do this method, it will never spin, I promise. But it's got to be clean as you can get it, squeaky clean. So I'm going to slap on that grip. I might be able to do it on camera. Just going to find the one with the smaller hole. And smack it on there. See how easy that went on? It'd be easier if I could use two hands. I'm gonna put down my camera for a second. Get a nice little upshot of that. Yeah, that's all there is to it, man. It's on there, real nice. It will not spin. It's good to go. I just gotta let it dry, which will take, I don't know how long, but that's good. So now I'm gonna just loosen that nut again, slide this over, and then I'm gonna drill the hole for my housing. Okay, guys, just want to show you. I put a dab of grease on the housing. See where that little nub is? I put it over here, and there you can see that dab of grease. I might score it with something, but now I got to rotate this lever out of the way and get a drill on there and drill my hole. So I like to start with a smaller bit and then work myself up to a larger bit. I'm really working with no space in here. Problem is, see where the button hits that top of the tube up there? So that gives me no extra play, but still determined to do what they say couldn't be done. This is on all the way. Got that. I still have a decent angle here. I'd like to maybe tilt it forward a few degrees, but like I said, that button's touching. It's still not bad. I'm on the bike here. I'll try to straighten her out. That's the grip angle. So that's still not bad. Not bad for where I'm going to sit on the bike. My super secret is I did buy 2-inch risers to bring this up and forward or up and back, however I need to do it. So those will come in eventually, and then I'll be able to clear that tube, so I'll be able to rotate that forward and back. But just for riding around for next week, this should work good. So I'll get that drilled, and then I'll work on the throttle side. Okay guys, clutch side is on. So got my mirror, got my lever. You want just a little bit of free play, so all you're gonna do is back this out, get that free play out, then get this lock nut tight against this part here so it won't go in or out anymore. I just took the line and I kind of pulled it out here. There's a little bit of a kink in there now, but it appears to flow pretty nice like this. I don't know if I can take the slack out anywhere else, but it appears to be working pretty good like that. When it was kind of bowing up here, it was not good. So yeah, it's not uncomfortable. Let me get on here. So my angle, like I said, it's a little high, but it ain't too bad. My controls are perfect. There's no problem there. I could mount it any way I wanted. Maybe I should have rotated up. I don't know. But like I said, when I get the risers, I'm going to rotate it down. The only thing I'm touching is right there on that fork tube. If I was more industrious, I could even just shim this. I could put like some rubber in there or some kind of a shim just to raise it up. Even a big washer down by the riser just to lift it up, like, you know, a few millimeters would make a big difference. But as it is right now, it is usable, it is rideable. Let's see if we can make the other side happen. Okay guys, got my hole drill right there. Just a word of caution. See this? This is what came out when I was drilling. These love to make their way into motorcycle tires, so clean up real good before you roll your bike out. Okay, so I'm touching here, I'm touching here, but I've got a good angle right here, and I got enough room for my box and a grip. So I'll get those on, and hopefully we'll be all set. Okay, one little bump in the road. When you get the throttle on, try twisting it and letting it go. It should snap back. If it doesn't, you got to reroute your throttle and return. So that's what this is. This metal thing is a pain. But what I did was I just took some pliers, opened this up a bit. There's a little bracket that's holding it in. I'll push it back through. I'm gonna go, this is the clutch cable, I'm gonna go under the clutch on this side of the frame and come back around, and that's gonna take up that extra slack that's kinking the line. So it's pretty easy to take off, and I'll show you how to put it back on. Alright guys, you know what you're looking at? 24-inch bars on a bolt, all stock components. I did hack off a little bit of my throttle tube because I used a shorter grip instead of the one with the thing on it. Got a little bit of play in the clutch, which you want to adjust here. I've got a little bit of play in the throttle, which you adjust right here. My cables now go through here instead of through here. So I got the snapback. That's really important. I don't have to tell you why. But it's got a snapback. Bend here isn't too bad. I could flip this around, get a little better. I drilled my hole a little off just so my starter's a little lower, but ain't no big thing. I can always fix that. Like I said, if I raise this just even a little bit, I can change this angle. But when I'm on the bike, it's not a bad grip at all. I don't even know if it's worth changing. It's right there. Easy to get at. 24-inch, built well. I got the built well grips too. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna take it for a ride and see how it goes. But it shows you, the internet says you can't do it. You probably can. They also said you can't, or you should put a car tire on the rear. They say, oh, a higher octane makes your bike go faster. You know, all kinds of stupid crap. You need a fuel controller. You change your exhaust. You know, it can be done, and it's just going to get better. There you go, guys.